Hi, I'm gonna talk about my diary today. So, personal training diary. Today, I was at the gym and I had two challenges today. One of my clients had a surgery on the left hand. So, I believe, I don't know exactly the name of the surgery, but I believe it's a surgery that affects the thumb. So he is okay with the fingers here, but the surgery was done in this area. So it's been about 3 months that he had the surgery, and we haven't been able to do anything with the hands, like anything. But we've just been working on the on the right side, because of the left arm has been doing nothing. And we've been just doing everything just with one arm. Like, we've been doing ropes with one arm. He's been doing bicep curls. He's been doing a push up. Even a side plank with the good arm. So I've tried to incorporate a lot of things that he could do while he's healing the other hand, right? So it's been about 3 months. He has been doing therapy, but today he came to me and he said, I'm ready to use my left arm. And like when you have surgery, it has happened to me when I had surgery, you kind of protect that area. It happened when I had fibroid surgery. Even after it was done, everything was good. I was protecting my belly so much because it was a tough surgery. Of course, I'm not gonna compare the hand surgery with a fibroid surgery, which is kind of like a C-section. So I was very scared, and I have to be honest. I asked him, I was like, are you sure? Do you want to use your hand? And he said yes, because he has been doing a lot of physical training. Physical therapy. And he has been doing some weights. He has been stretching it. He's been putting it in sand, he said, and moving it around. So he was very sure he wanted to do it. But me as a trainer, and I'm very careful with my clients. So I asked him, I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. So we went to the machines. I believe we did machines first. On the area of the green, we did not do much, and I wrote it down what we did. So on the green, which is the green carpet, we just did TRX pulls, pulling, and it was fine. After each exercise, I asked him, are you okay? How's your hand? Because even if a client tells you like, hey, I'm fine, after surgery I'm ready to start working out, you need to be careful, because I've had like clients that sometimes they want to do it, but their body is telling them like, hey, no. So it's very important after surgery for them to listen to their bodies. So we did TRX pulls, we did gorilla rows. So the gorilla rows are the ones that you're like in a squat and you're just pulling up. So he did fine. So I was a little bit scared with pulling, but I saw that whenever he pulled, he was putting a lot of weight on the hands, on the part of the fingers. That's what I mean, fingers. So he was pulling like that. The problem was having a grip with this, so like having to grip. But he did great on the gorilla rows. He also did the fly, the machine that is called the fly, and he did delts. He did fine. He also did bicep curl on the machines. So just making sure that here he was not putting a lot of pressure. It was mostly at the palm, and it was fine. Lastly, he did the divergent seated roll, which is a pull, and he did really good with that. Assisted pull up. This one was the challenging one, and I gave it to him last. I thought that it was not gonna be as bad, but most of the machines that we did, we lowered the weight that he would regularly do, because that's very important. Don't put your client after a long break or after a surgery. I usually bring him back to the gym, but like starting with very low weight compared to like what they were doing before they had the vacation or before they had the surgery. So yeah, on the assisted pull up, it was good. It's just that he decided to do too much, and he was not able to get off the machine. He didn't really explain what happened, but I saw that he was struggling. And the assisted pull-up machine is a machine that you should not go to failure, because the moment you go through failure, you cannot bring yourself back up. So be very careful whenever you put clients on that machine. I honestly don't do it very often. Only the clients that I trust that they can easily, safely get on it and get off. Be careful with that machine. Okay, so that was the only thing today that it kind of scared me, because I wanted to make sure that he was safe, but he said that he did really good with the with the physical therapy, and then he was very confident and he did really good. So one thing that is also good to keep in mind is that whenever you're training, if it happens to you too, if you get injured on the leg and the arm, you can still train. Like, don't think that just because you had an injury somewhere, like on a shoulder, you can still train. I think I had a client that I don't know what she had on her belly. She was not able to do core for like ever. So we were only working like upper body legs, you know. So if somebody has the legs that they're injured or whatever, work on the upper body. Like, there's always things you can do. Don't stop moving. Like, you have to keep moving. All right. Now let's talk about my next client. Today I had two clients that I believe are worth to be on my video. The next client, she is a very, oh my god, very sweet lady, very loving. Oh my god, she's so like a beautiful soul. And I have talked about the importance for you to know, as a trainer, to know your client's medical history. It is very, very important because they have to be honest. I have clients that they tell me like in detail. They even write me paper like, hey Maria, this is my medical history, these are all the illnesses, diseases I have. And I have clients that they don't tell me, like the opposite. Like, they just said, I just want to lose weight, and they'd say, I don't have any medical history, I'm good, I'm fine. And then sometimes I see them like shaking, like, and I've asked several times, like, okay, is there any other medical history that we're missing? Like, for example, there was a guy that I was training, and then on the green carpet, he will sometimes start shaking, and he would actually have to hold on to something. And it wasn't like that when we started, it got like that later. And then I didn't know about him. Like, and I asked him, I was like, you need to see a doctor. But I noticed that a lot of clients don't want to tell me what's going on, and it's so crucial. I feel like as a new trainer, I have to find another way. I have to find another way for them to be more honest with me, because I also had another lady. She said that she only had like a frozen shoulder, I believe. And then there were times that I would see her also shaking her head while she was doing the workouts, or shaking sometimes her arm, but she will be shaking her head like this. And she just told me she had a shoulder injury, or I don't know if it was frozen shoulder or a shoulder injury. But you guys need to be honest. And as a new trainer, like I said, if I continue asking that and they keep telling me the same thing, they're gonna get mad, they're gonna get a little bit annoyed. So it's very, very important for us to have that confidence and get to like know them more, because it's gonna help us. So again, with this client, she doesn't say much. I don't know if she doesn't speak a lot of English, but usually her daughters are the ones that text me. Like, she just told me that her mom had a knee injury, and when I saw her mom, she had more than a knee injury, meaning like her knees, yes, her knees are sensitive. And I asked her the client, and she said, yeah, my knees are sensitive. But with this lady, you guys, I feel like there's like something mental going on, because once we started the training, I would tell her, like, let's say, do a front press with a shoulder press. She would not do it. Like, she would just do something different. Maybe she would do here and then maybe go to the right. And then it wasn't like a connection. And I don't know how to explain. I remember as a dancer, I started very, 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 very older compared to like the 3-year-olds, you know, that start dancing. But I remember in the dance world, we are told that there has to be a connection between the brain and the body, right? So I used to see that a lot in dance when I used to teach dance classes to adults or kids. But now that I'm a trainer, I see that a lot in my clients too. Like, they would see how you're doing the movement, but they will not do the movement as they saw in you, okay? So repetition, I feel that is so crucial. It's so crucial, because I feel like if you don't repeat, they're not gonna know. And I think this is one of the challenges as a trainer, is because you are you are not always gonna get clients that they have a good connection between the brain and the body. And like I said, I've seen this in dance. People don't have good connections sometimes. Like, even in my parents, I tell them like, do this to your shoulder. They would do it, but it will not look like I'm telling them. Or sometimes even with my other clients, I would tell them like, lift your shoulders or lower them, and they would not do what I'm saying. So, and they think they're doing. So there was even a time that a client told me like, she said, I think it was a woman, she said, Maria, remember you're dealing with like an 80-year-old woman. And I said, I understand, but I'm trying to make you have a good alignment. So of course, she was good about it. So with this client, let's call her, I don't know, Sophie. Sophie's connection with the brain, Sophie's connection with the body and the brain is a little bit difficult. And I feel that I have to repeat myself very, very often. And that's how it's been since I met her. So she's very sweet. Like I said, she listens a lot. She's not those type of clients, because I had those type of clients that they're not good, making the body connection with the brain. And then they would like just talk back to you, and they're not even listening. But this client, she listens and she's quiet, and that's better. But you have to just repeat often, have patience. You have to think that they're like acting like a kid. Like I'm a teacher, so I have that patience, but you have to constantly repeat and repeat. No control on weights. This is what I see a lot when people are new to weights. There's no control. Like in a machine, they would just lamb the weight. But if she's doing better, I feel so happy because she's doing so much better. And I have to demonstrate a lot. Like I said, I have to demonstrate. You guys have no ideas. Probably sometimes even 5-6 times to show her, for her to understand. And then I think that's one of the biggest challenges right now, is just training my clients that I feel that they're not being 100% honest, like, or their daughters, or their family. I don't think they're being honest with me. There's something else going on. And I've noticed this a lot. And I understand maybe they're embarrassed of saying something like, oh, I have this, I have that, because not all the clients are going to be the same, right? I have clients that they're very open. Like I say, they just write to me like a whole page of like surgeries they've had, everything. But then there are clients that they just tell you, I have arthritis on my knees, that's it. And you're like, there's something else going on, and you can see it. As a trainer, you get to know your clients, not only how they move, but you get to know them mentally, like how they are incorporating what you tell them into their bodies, into movement. So I'm learning every single day. I'm learning, and that's what I've learned today. I also think that I get clients that they're not supposed to be with me. I get clients that they're supposed to be in physical therapy, and I'm not a physical therapist. I'm a personal trainer. So I'm dealing with that. Of course, I'm not going to tell them like, you don't need to be with me, but you need to be the best. Do your search, on what specifically, like, because we are dealing with a lot of clients that have different problems, and you need to be the best for them. I do go back to my books, so try to go back to your books of personal training, get more books, buy more books, watch videos, and just be the best if you are not sure about certain things. But yeah, get to know your clients. And that's it for today. It was a hard day. It was tough, but I love my job, and I'm very, very grateful to God that I can help my clients. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys on my next personal training diary.